Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Welcome to day 2593 of What's She Up To Now. This is a place where I keep a video log, document my journey in terms of what's working, what's not working, online and offline as I grow and develop my own businesses and help other people do the same. Today we're talking about, in both Supersize Your Business and the Be a Better You Annual Challenge, different modes of communication and tools to self-rate and reflect on how we're doing in these various modes of communication. Yesterday, we talked about 5 different modes of communication: verbal, nonverbal, written, visual, and digital. And today we're just talking about 4 of those modes with respect to self-regulation tools, because visual to me is such a subjective thing. It's up to us to find different ways to get feedback on our visuals and if they're working or not. And a lot of these same tools can be used to analyze, okay, did the visual that I put, or the picture that I put, or the infographic that I put on social media, did it perform? Did it hit its target, or did it miss the target? And we can get that through comments, concerns, feedback, data, etc. So let's talk about verbal communication. And I'm actually really excited about this particular topic today because I've been curious about what AI tools I could use to look at my videos, my verbal communication and my digital communication, because videos are both verbal and digital, but I'm automatically recording them all. I've always automatically recorded them all, not always, but whenever I could get the technology to work. So I literally have probably 9,000 videos of me. That is a whole lot of things to analyze and look at and combine and get feedback on, in terms of, okay, from when I started my videos in 2018 or 2017, I did a couple, but not very many. At 2018, I started doing the annual challenge. Have I changed? Have I improved? Have I gotten better or not? I like to think I've gotten better. I'm a lot more comfortable talking, but is it hitting the mark in terms of, and by better, I mean, is my ability to communicate the message I'm trying to deliver hitting the mark or not? Is it hitting the target? So what are some of these tools that we can use for verbal? Number 1, self-recorded speech analysis. We can record ourselves, video ourselves, and then get it analyzed using different tools. We can use AI-powered speech analyzers for things like oral and yodel, I can't even say it, yodel and oral. Those are 2 I'm going to check out today to analyze my speech, my verbal communication. Is it, it can analyze speech patterns. It can provide instant feedback as well on pacing, clarity, engagement, etc. Then we always want to temper the automation of tools and our own self-reflection. Like, we can go back and watch. I can go back and watch any of my videos anytime. I've got the links. I can click on them. I can watch them. And I can judge myself. But how objective am I really when it comes to judging myself? I'm either too harsh, not harsh enough, or I'm automatically prejudiced, right? And so it's hard to self-reflect and do that alone. So I like to temper my self-reflection and my own analysis and my own criticisms with getting feedback from other people. I think we should always ask for feedback from people we know, like, and trust, and that we know have our best interests at heart, and that will be honest with us and say, oh my God, that video made me cringe because of this, this, and this, right? Or, hey, that one was really, really good. Do more of that, etc. For nonverbal communication, same things are available. There are video self-analysis. Videotape yourself speaking and see what your hands are doing. See what your eyes are doing. See where you're looking. See, I think my eyes are wonky because I have wonky vision anyway, but especially on video, I feel like my eyes are wonky and all over the place. You don't want to stare into the camera, but I also don't want people to think that I'm not looking at them and not talking to them, because I am talking to you, even though I don't see you and I'm not getting instant feedback. So we want to watch our nonverbals. We want to practice in the mirror. I will say one of the fastest, easiest, most humbling ways to understand our body language is to record ourselves and watch it, as well as practice in the mirror. Practice eye contact. Practice watching your eyes. Practice doing your hand motions in the mirror and see how they look. If they look too fake or then they're probably not appropriate for any audience, much less video or conversations. Written communication is probably one of the easiest to get tools and analysis for. There's self-scoring rubrics, there's grammar and readability checkers, and You don't need to use them all the time, but if you're struggling with your written communication, use them until you get good at grammar, editing, etc. Every word processing tool has editing on it now. Use it before you hit click to send a written communication, whether it's an email or a letter that you handwrite, whatever. Check your work. Remember back in grade school, you'd get back your term papers with all these red marks on it. Awful feeling. Well, guess what? It's even worse when people judge you based on those things that you didn't even realize were there, right? It's worse in the real world than it is getting those red check marks back and those red circles and crossed out lines. And we got those to teach us when we were young to be better written communicators. So we can check grammar. We can use Grammarly, Hemingway Editor, our word processing editors, Pro Writing Aid, etc., to check our writing before we post it or before we put it out there into the world, before we do a print job. Always, 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 if you're physically printing something, get back a proof before it gets produced by the multiples of hundreds or thousands. I think I edited my first book about 10 times before it was actually printed, and I'm sure there's probably still a couple of errors in it, but literally over and over and over again, and kept finding errors, which again, it's really hard to edit your own work. I highly recommend you get an outside editor, an outside tool to edit your writing, especially if it's a report, a book, a lead magnet, anything that you're going to use repeatedly. Make sure it's as good as possible in terms of messaging, clarity, format, layout, graphics, the verbiage that you use, etc. And then again, this is an area to ask for peer review, right? Get people to tell you and give feedback, and read the comments that you get on posts that you make or writing that you put out there. The worst thing I would want to hear right now is, oh my God, this sounds like the AI wrote it for you. Because I think that there is so much of that right now that it's really kind of horrendous, and everything is starting to sound the same and be homogeneous. And that is the last thing we want as human beings, and the last thing we want as participants in our own life. Fourth, digital communication. Again, there are a gazillion tools available for this to use. Email effectiveness checklists, email effectiveness and metrics, social media and analytics. There's analytics on every social media platform that I'm currently on. Do you look at them? Do you care about them? I don't really care about them very much, but on some frequency, I do gaze at them, and I don't make a ton of decisions based on it, because I'm not looking for likes. I'm looking for impact, right? I'm looking for making a difference in people's lives. I'm not looking for, wow, 5,000 people like this post. I'm so excited. Not so much. That just means a lot of people related to it. It doesn't mean anything beyond that. And that's why I always read the comments. And guess what? If you're making any difference whatsoever in the world, you're going to get haters. You're going to get negative comments, but there's value in that too. And remember, what people write online, me included, is a reflection of what they're thinking. And it's more usually about themselves than it is about you. So that's why the haters don't bother me anymore. And then finally, virtual meeting performance reviews. Do you ask for them? Do you ask for feedback? I often ask for feedback, especially when I'm interviewing people for podcasts or summits or any type of event. I'll do the interview, and then at the end, I'm saying, okay, can you give me some feedback, or could you send me some feedback via text or email just to let me know how I can improve and do a better job interviewing, do a better job with the summit, things you think that I missed that we could add, etc. Why? Because I'm always looking to continually improve. And I'm going to highly recommend that you adopt that as a personal philosophy as well, because we always want to be a better version of ourselves. All right, that's it. That's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, of course, I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.